4 o'clock. We do have over 90 that registered. I'm currently seeing maybe 15 to 20 in here, so hopefully everybody will jump on soon because we will be moving through this fairly quickly within an hour, but we will take time for your questions. You are joining the PD office used to create learning opportunities, and this is in the North Carolina Educator Effectiveness System, or NCEES as we call it. I did paste the link to today's slides in the chat, and I will be posting links as we go, but we will be clicking on links in the slides, and I will be sharing the links in the chat. So let's move forward. We are already done our sound check, but if you're new to WebEx training, it is different than WebEx meeting. So WebEx training is a little different, and most of you may find your control bar when I share my screen moves to the top of the screen. You will probably want to have your participants panel open if you have room on your screen, and definitely have the chat open. So let's do our questions in the chat, and we will follow up on those in the chat. If you cannot find your chat, I'm perfectly fine with Q&A. I have that open too, but let's try to stick with chat for questions. If you have any audio issues, at the top of that bar too is an audio area. I know people having audio issues can't hear me right now, but you can come up here and check your audio settings. We are recording today, and following the webinar, we do try to schedule 24 to 48 hours after the webinar a follow-up email for you guys. We'll include the link to the feedback survey, which you will get today as well. You complete that feedback survey, and it should send you a certificate of completion. DPI is asking us not to use the process that we're currently using. Currently, it still has been working. They've not stopped it yet. So once you complete that feedback survey, you should get your certificate of completion within a few minutes in your email. And we'll also include a link to this recording today, and then a link to any resources we discussed in the webinar, and answer any remaining questions in that follow-up email. So again, we are in the PD office, used to create learning opportunities, and we are in these slides, which I am posting in the chat again. So these are today's slides. I am Cammie Nairn. I work for NCDPI in the Digital Teaching and Learning Division in home base, and I manage the NCEES North Carolina Educator Effectiveness System product. Joining me today, I thought I saw Kim come in, so I'd like for Kim, if she can unmute and introduce herself.
Hi, Cammie. Can you hear me?
Yes. Thank you, Kim.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Kim Simmons, and I am the North Carolina Educator Evaluation Coordinator. And I partner up a lot with Cammie. She's more on the technical end of the online tool side, and I work mostly with policy, process, procedures, and a lot of professional development, mostly on, well, all online now, but serve as a resource for educators across the state with the evaluation.
Okay. Thank you, Kim. Kim is going to help monitor our questions today. Kathy Oliver usually tries to join our professional development sessions and webinars. She did have another big project she was working on today in Raleigh, so she may not be on today, but just wanted to let you know, if you need any help with professional development, Kathy Oliver is awesome. She's our regional education facilitator for the Southeast, but she's happy to help any region and then get you in touch with your region facilitator to follow up. All right, you will get 1.1 CEU. We have 1 hour of training today, so that will equal out to 0.1 CEU on your certificate. You must turn those into your district. The district approves what it's used for and what credit type you get. Our agenda for today, we're going to start off with the copy registration link. So we're going to start a little bit backwards and back our way into how to create a course. I want you to see an actual course first. So I created a course, and I used the copy registration link, and we're going to sign up for that course and start off in our training site. So if you'd like to participate, you're welcome to when I share the link. or you can just watch along, or you can follow along in your own PD office if you are already in a PD office as an office administrator. And then we're going to learn about the parts of a learning opportunity. That's the course details, the section details, and the resources. And we're going to look at my learning opportunity. How do you plan those out? And then we're going to take a quick look at where those help guides are for creating learning opportunities. NCDPI has help guides for you, and PowerSchool has some generic support help out there as well. And then we're going to let you build an instructor-led credit type, the shell for the course, and we'll tell you why we call it a shell as we get down towards that area of the agenda. And then how to add any settings to the shell, and that's your location. Are they going to be aligned to standards? Different areas that you can set your settings. And then we're going to create the section, because all instructor-led courses must have a section for people to register for. All right, so here is the copy registration link, and I'm hoping this works. We just got our training site up and running. I have added all of you to the training site and given you office administration rights. So you're going to click on this link, and you need to then log in. It's going to take you to NCDPI Train. So it is in the chat. Let me know if you have any issues with that. You're going to use what you usually use, your 10-digit UID, or if you're DPI and you're on with me today, most of you are using your NCID. We do have a couple DPI folks that may log in. I don't know if Stacy and Chris are with me today, but you may need to use your UID. So enter your UID, and I'm going to enter my NCID. In the top line, and then the password is TRAIN with a capital T, so TRAIN 2020 DPI all caps, DPI all caps. You're going to click Login. And hopefully this will take you straight to the registration section. I have already registered for my course. You should see a register button. All right, so please do type in the chat. If you are successful, please put a yes, or if you need some help, please enter your question if you're joining us. Okay, I see a yes from Jill, right? Jennifer's got a yes. Tracy, yes. Delene, yes. Okay. Dwayne, yes. All right, you guys can keep those yeses coming in if you'd like. We're going to move on. While you are in here, you're going to see the course, and I called it Teaching School Bus Safety. You zoom in a little bit so you can see the screen a little better. If you're on a single screen, you may not be seeing my screen. You'll have to choose which one to watch, either be in your site or have it on a separate screen if you're lucky enough to have more than one screen. So in here, and what we're going to do first, let me come back to our slides to let you know where we're at. This is what we've done. I created a course. I copied the registration link. This was new last year, and it allows us to create a course and not publish it to the catalog. We can just send people this registration link. Doesn't matter what district they're in. If they're in my district or another, you can register for a course by using the copy registration link. So you just share it with your participants. If they're not already logged in through the single sign-on system, you will be prompted to log in just like you were today with the training site. So this is what we just did. So let's go over the parts of the learning opportunity, and we'll go back to the live site so you can see that. Let's see if I can get back there. There we go. Sorry, I got my tab. All right, so here is the live site, and you're going to see at the very top you have the that this is an instructor-led course. You have my title up here. what day the course is running and what time, the section number that we're registering for, because remember I said an instructor-led course had to have a section for you to register for. You're going to scroll down here. You're going to see there's a section number, the title, any notes that people should read before they register for the course, the date and the time, who's teaching the course, who's the instructor, how many people can be in the course, how many seats are you going to have in your course, and then how many people have registered so far. And notice you also have a place to have those file attachments. So here I put a synopsis in on my section. So you can click the register button. So if you go ahead and do that, it's going to take you to another page. And I should have unregistered so I can show you this. But you're just going to need to click like through two times. So it's going to tell you you're 33% registered. Click the word next, and then finish up your registration. And then you can go to your course. So let me know if you have any issue getting to your course. So once you're registered, if it didn't take you to this page where you see a course details, the section details, and resources, you can always go to My Courses and click on the title to open the course. Delene, what would you like repeated? So when you're registering for the course, it should have taken you to the registration page. I was already registered, so I did not see the register button. You should see a register button. You're going to click the register button. You're going to click next. And then I think you click next or finish to finalize it. I know you got to do something twice to actually get the course to be registered to you. So hopefully it took you to your course page once you finalize that. If it did not take you there, go to My Courses. Go to the My Courses channel and click on the title of the course. And that should take you to the resources page. We're going to look at that in just a minute. I want to go back to course details. Yay. All right, Delene, good. She got it. Okay. All right, so here we are. I just want you to see what you're building out, what people that are signing up are going to be looking at. So again, here's your course details. The course provider, in NCEES, we have Moodle. You can always, if you know somebody that knows how to use Moodle, Moodle is connected in the NCEES system. So you could use the Moodle that is already connected in NCEES and build out a course in Moodle. Or you can use the non-Moodle to build out all those other types of learning opportunities we're going to talk about. So there I chose non-Moodle because this is not actually a course. It is a way for teachers to earn some credit. So they're going to earn 0.1. This is an hour-long opportunity, and they're going to earn DLC credit types. If there's any funding attached to the course, you can set that. There's the PD type. This is instructor-led. And then you can always set how long it is. Is it an hour? Is it 2 hours? This will be a 1 hour. For those of you that might not know, 1 hour is equal to 0.1 credit, CEU. So then you can set prerequisites, and there's a space for suggested prerequisites. They can still take this course, even though you said, well, here's a prereq. Or you can set enforced prerequisites. These have to also be in the NCEES system. So you could create 2 courses in NCEES and set one to be a prerequisite of the other, and then they cannot start the second course until they've already signed up for and done the first course. This has a note in here that there was a prerequisite. That's because I was testing it out, and so I had turned off that enforced prerequisite here, so you see not set. So I turned it off, but it didn't take my note out. All right. And then, can people enroll in multiple sections of the course? This only has one section. Think about your courses. Maybe you do have multiple sections. for the same opportunity, maybe one on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, or it repeats every Monday, or maybe you even have a course that takes 3 sections, so everybody has to attend Section 1, Section 2, and Section 3. So think about that as you're setting up your courses, and can people sign up for more than one section in the course? And this will make more sense as we build this out shortly. You can attach a course survey. These really need to be worked on. These are old, so I need to work with the NCEES business owner to help update these. But there are surveys out there that you can assign to the course to get some feedback. And then do not require section start and end time. We'll talk more about that shortly. Here's a place to attach a file at the course level. So here I attached a PDF that I want people to look at before they join my course. Archive. This course is not archived because we're currently using it, so that says no. And then who can actually sign up for this course? We have to set locations. So here I've assigned it to all these locations. And then what kind of demographics can take the course? Normally we advise just leave these demographics alone, but if you want to try them out, you can, and we'll talk about those shortly. You can require demographics. That means they are supposed to take it, but once you require a demographic, it never really goes away. Recommended demographics. I did recommend this course for ITFs and school library and media coordinators. You can do it like that. And then it only shows up in the catalog, if I were to publish it, to people with those roles. Or you have restricted demographics. I don't want my superintendents taking this course, so I've restricted this course from their view if I had published it to the catalog. And then you can attach any resources, and we're going to take a look at those in a minute. You can align your course to focus areas, and there's lots of focus areas, and we'll take a look at those. And then you can also align your course to standards. So here I've aligned some to some teacher standards, and I've aligned to leadership standards down here at the bottom. So you can pick any kind of standards that would fit. This is wonderful for when you want to report out to your administration. Here I'm offering these courses. We've aligned them to these standards or these focus areas, and we'll look at those shortly. All right, any questions about the course details? Don't see any coming in, so we're going to move on to section details. So the course details was what I call the course shell. This section you have to add to the course shell so people can register. So here's the section number. I gave it a section title. I added my section notes. Please save and print the attached school lesson synopsis because we will refer to this during the lesson. And then the dates and the times, the instructor, of course. If this was going to be at a physical address, you can add addresses here. How many people can join? We've got 7 people that have registered for this course, great. And then the location, if there's going to be a location assigned, and of course those file attachments. So very simple for the section details. Don't see any questions about those. So when you're creating a course for your people to take, then you can also add resources for them. So here I've added these resources. I did a website, and you can click and play out with these. You can set these to open in new windows or open in a forced window view. So here's, you can attach these little pictures if you want in here. There's actually a way I think you can put pictures up here. So if you want a standard view for PowerSchool help or documents, you can change this, I believe. So notice I added a website link. I've added a document. Look, when I click on it, it says, do you want to view it? So I just click on it to view it. And it's a PDF, so it's going to ask me to download. I'm not going to do that right now. And then once I've viewed it, I can mark it as viewed. So now I know when I come back in here later that I've already looked at this. I've marked it as viewed. I can still look at it again even though I've marked it. Here's a link for what we're doing today, creating a course without anybody's approval. So when you're a course administrator, you can create a course without approval. So you do want to keep this. This is one of those helps that we're going to look at again in a minute. I can add a link to a book right here. And if you have a message board that you want to link to, you can link to your message boards as well. If you can think of any other type of resources that don't fit under any of these, let me know, because we can consider that and add additional, like, overall headers that people in the state can use. Must be something that everybody in the state can use. All right, any questions about what we're looking at right now? All right. Yeah. All right, let me present this. All right, so we looked at the course details. The information here is where you set the CEUs and credit type, and it also contains some information from the settings area. And then the section details is built out when you create a new section on your course. And that's where you set class size, instructors, section date and time. And then, of course, the resources. This is built out in the settings of a course under the resources area. So plan it out. Let's put on our thinking caps. What kind of PD opportunities can be or are in NCEES? So you could use NCEES to list district level PD for those professional development days, state level mandated PD opportunities that you must give your teachers and support staff. Maybe those courses, in our observation, when you tag a course to a standard, it shows up in teachers' observations. So then the evaluator can work with a teacher that's struggling maybe with standard 3. They can look in there, they can search for a course that's aligned to standard 3, and if you've aligned your course to standard 3, it will show up for that evaluator to assign to the teacher. Or the teacher herself or himself can say, oh, I'm struggling with standard 1. What kind of courses can I find? They can go in their observation and find a course aligned to a standard. You may also align district department-led PD. Can you repeat where that was? The light bulb is in the observation. We just did a webinar on that, so excuse me just a minute. Sorry about that. So I will include a link to the webinar. When your teacher goes to their observation, like observation 1, 2, and 3, and you open up the rubric, so where you list all the standards and the elements, each element and each standard will have a little tiny light bulb beside it, and you can click on that light bulb and see any course that has been aligned to that standard. I hope that helps, Jill. Okay, you can enter regional PD. Maybe you offer summer regional PD for your charters, for your neighboring districts. All of that can be built out in your district and then shared with that copy registration link so that people in the charters can take your summer sessions and earn that credit. Maybe you're doing PLCs or online PD modules. All right, so if you would, list in the chat maybe some PD that you might be thinking about creating. I put on this screen, I went and searched for some PD opportunities that our districts were doing. So let's just take a quick look at some of those. I won't read all of them, you guys can read this. So building the capacity of teacher leaders using graphic calculators in 7th grade algebra, counselors or nurses beginning of year overview. I see induction courses coming in on the chat, English as a second language in MEP, professional development assistance approach, mentor refresher training, athletic injury management level. Anything that you're offering credit for staff that are in NCEES, go ahead and enter that as a course in NCEES. You can manage attendance, you can mark them complete, which then will then award them a certificate on their transcript. I see from Jill, time management series for the beginning teachers. And from Dwayne, classroom management. Good ideas, yes. All right, so how do you plan out that learning opportunity? I created a document here. We'll ask you to make a copy. Let me put this link in the chat. And now it's in the chat. So to develop a plan, and you probably already have forms in your district. Hopefully you guys can access this. I think I did set this to editability rights. Or you can make a copy and then you'll have editability rights. So you want to name your learning opportunity. You need to describe it. What kind of description needs to go with that learning opportunity? Who is your target audience? Are you going to align it to any educational standards or focus areas? How many credits and how many hours long will it be? And credit type. What type of credit do you want to assign to it? Will it just be general or will it be a DLC? Technology is going away. We're going to hide it in the NCEES system. It was kind of replaced with, I want to say literacy, and then the DLCs kind of replaced technology. We're not going to get rid of technology in NCEES because we want people that have already earned technology credits to keep those. We're just going to hide it, so you should no longer use it. It actually went away a couple of years ago, except for we had a couple districts still kind of using it locally. So pretty soon we'll have it hidden in NCEES. And then the type and the location of the learning opportunity. Is this going to be a virtual or a face-to-face opportunity? What platform we'll be using? Do you need people to go to a room or a certain address? Think about that. Yes, there are focus areas like special ed, so we'll take a look at those. And then is this going to be self-paced, which is like you could set your Moodle course up to complete on its own. That would be a self-paced course. Instructor-led is what most districts are using. Even if you're not grading anything, this way you can mark in there, go in there, and they'll have a way they need to let you know when they're complete, and then you can go in and mark them complete. Right. And then any resources, what kind of resources do you need? So different areas of things for you to think about. All right, so let's look real quick at the help guides, and then we'll take a look at those focus areas real quick. I saw that question come in. All right, so here are your help guides. I'm going to post those in the link in the chat. So this is creating the shell. And these are also found in NCEES under the Help Guides tab under Professional Development. So these are already posted out there for you. And they are two parts, but they go together. And this one is for course settings. All right. So I'm not going to open up those, but we're going to walk through them live in just a minute. It really doesn't take long to set up a course if you have a plan. So here is the other help that you have. So number one, these ones are in the Help Guides tab in NCEES. And number two, there's also a circle with a question mark in it at the top of your NCEES screen. And that's right here. If you click that, you can search for any help that you want. Let's do create course. And I hit enter, and here's all my create. It found create, and it found course. So pick the one that fits you best. If you're an office administrator in your PD office in NCEES, you can create a course without approval. If you're a course requester, you will need to create a course for approval. So today we're doing a course without approval. All of you guys are office admins. When I click to register, it will not let me log in. Are you in the training site? Kaylin, are you in the training site? Okay. So if you're in the training site, and I'm already registered, so I don't know if I can show you. Let's see. not going to find any instructor lead probably. All right, so if you're in an instructor-led course, you're going to click on the section. There's your register button. It should keep you in the site. And then you click next. I should have thought of this a while ago when y'all were doing this. And then it says congratulations, and you can go to your course. All right. So, Kaylin, if you can't get in, just watch along, and we'll set up maybe we can set up an hour call later and walk you through that. I don't mind doing that. That's fine. And then, is there a difference in the type of course you create for whether or not it's without approval or with approval? No. You choose either self-paced or instructor-led either way. Whether it's with approval or without approval, you'll have to pick either one or the other. I think that's what you're asking, Jill. If you're asking something different, please clarify that for me, and I'll try to answer that better. All right, so we're getting ready to build that course shell. It is 4:30, so I think we're hitting this in a timely fashion. I think this is great. So we're going to get ready to build a course shell. All right, so I guess we're going to walk through how to create a course, and I'll tell you how to get over there. You're going to click on System Administration, Course Administration, Create New Learning Opportunity. I'm going to do it with you. Why would I need approval for creating a course? Great question. Districts do have, they just don't want any course going out there. They want to vet it to make sure it meets the requirements to meet the credit type that you're offering and the credit amount of hours that you're offering. So they use course requesters to come up with course ideas. The course requesters build out the course, they submit it for approval, and then you must set somebody to give final approval. Office administrators can't do that unless they've also been given final approval rights. So they'll review the course, and then they can deny the course and send a note to the creator, hey, you need to add such and such or tweak this or maybe use a different video in your course. So think about that when you're trying to decide, should everybody be an office administrator and everybody just create courses, nobody needs to get it approved, or if you want to set up that course approval process. Okay. All right, and that'll work. That needs to be set whether you're in a charter school or whether you're in an LEA or any type of school that we have. Everybody creates the hierarchy that they need in professional development. That would be your PD lead, so you would talk to your professional development leaders in your school, or maybe somebody needs to create a professional development team in your school to decide who's going to work on that. All right, so we're going to go look at the course administration, create new learning opportunities. And hopefully y'all have some kind of idea what you want to set. Just a couple quick notes as we move forward. As we're setting up these course details, we're going to see a little tiny question mark that you can look at. I'll show you that. That is PowerSchool's help for what the fields mean. There is a field called provider, and we talked about that earlier. You need to choose Moodle or non-Moodle. DPI staff, they can choose DPI's Canvas as well. And then do not require section start and end times. Maybe you're setting up an instructor-led section, but you don't really need class times to require for this course. So this course can be available, or this section can be available online at any time. So you don't need a start and end time. All right, and then to save your work, you can click Save Draft, and you can't save the draft unless you have a title in any required fields. And take note, I've never taken longer than 60 minutes. I don't know anybody that has, to create the basic setup, but you do have 60 minutes to do the basic setup. So please save your draft often if it's going to take you a while. And let's just jump over there and just go look at that. Get y'all started. All right, so we're going to be in PowerSchool. And those of you that have logged in or are in your own system, then you're going to click on System Administration. And we're going to click, you might see less than I see, but under Applications, you're going to see Course Administration. All right, so this is another webinar for what all these things mean, but we're actually going to go to Create a New Learning Opportunity. And then we're going to today create an instructor-led course. Self-paced is the same setup as instructor-led, except you do not add a section. Okay? All right, so now notice we have Create Instructor-Led Course. The menu setting is grayed out. I don't have a course number yet. That will happen when I save my course. So let's put in a title. What do we want to do today? Let's do, well, if I could type, bird watching for everyone. All right. Now, the course title is required. It has an asterisk. So anything with an asterisk is required. Notice the description is not required, but it is nice for people looking at your course to have a description. I won't go into any details today, but you put in a description. Remember, it showed up on that course details page. If you need a disclaimer for your course, you can enter that here. And then choose your office. You guys should only have, unless you have access to your own local district, you should only have the NCEES PD training district. And that's what I want you to select. It should already be set if that's the only PD office you're a member of in the training site. The course provider cannot be changed once you save this section. So, but you must choose a selection. Ignore PCG Pepper, that's from days gone by. We have Moodle, non-Moodle, and Canvas DPI for our DPI staff. So we're going to choose non-Moodle. Credit types. The credit type is here. We're going to hide technology, so don't select technology. Maybe you want, this is DLCs, everybody's wanting DLCs. And then how many credits, maybe this is going to be a 5-hour course, so let's do 0.5. All right, and then the funding source. If somebody's applying funds for this, most people just kind of skip over this, but you can set something. PD type. This is going to be a face-to-face event. We're going to go watch birds at social distance, of course. And then how many, what is the duration of the course? This is going to be a 5-hour course. Do I have any prerequisites? You can do any kind of notes here, or if you have a prerequisite course, you can list it there. Remember, these are suggested here. Just going to say, bring your bird watching here. If I had an enforced prerequisite, remember this has to be an opportunity that's already set up in NCEES. So you would click Add. You could do a list all to see it. I'm not going to go through all of this. You can play with this on your own. You have these training sites for the rest of the year, so play with it all you want. You can find a course in here. This one I was playing with, it was a little bit hard to check the boxes. You can also type it in here, and then when you're ready, oh, there you saw it checked, but I'm not gonna add it right now. You should be able to scroll all the way down. You know, this list is super long. Probably because I'm seeing all the courses statewide. And then you click Next. and now added an enforced prerequisite. If you don't want to enforce it, uncheck the box. Okay, and then any notes, those aren't required either. So we have very few required areas. Do I want people to participate in multiple sections of the course? Maybe I do want to set up to this one to meet once a month for 6 months. So then I'm going to have 6 sections, and they can attend 4 out of the 6 sections, and we can do attendance and mark completion as long as you've attended 4 or 6 sections. Then you can have the chance to enroll multiple sections, and we'll use attendance to mark you complete once you've reached your 4 sections. Do I want to add a course survey? Not today. Do not require section start and end times. I am going to have section start and end times. We're going to meet at a specific time. Do I want to attach a file? There is a 20 megabyte limit on your files. Attach those there. I'm not going to do archive. That is for later. Once all my sections are done, I'm never going to use this course again, or I think I'm not, I can archive it by checking this box. That's for later. That's when you clean up at the end of the year and you need to archive your courses, use that. All right, so I'm not going to save a draft. I'm going to go ahead and create this course. Do we have any questions? All right, you guys are doing great. All right, so notice now I have a course number, 17377, and I now have a menu up here. Notice in the menu are some of the same things that you see over here in your settings. Here. All right, I could copy that course if I wanted to do that at a point later in time. All right, I could delete the course. All right. All right, down here is where we're going to create a section. But before we go there, let's go look at our settings. All right, so that's, people cannot register for this course until it has, in the catalog, until it has a location. If you're going to just use the copy registration link, you don't necessarily have to set a location. But I do want you to see this. Now, I do have this at state level, I believe, or maybe because I'm in here. You may just see region level. But you notice that you can drill down. Most of you in your regular PD office are going to be at district level. So here's my district level. Here is my choices because I see a little bit more than you do. But you can drill down and you can assign it to a district. So what if I just want this course to be going to my high schools? I can choose school. And then I just come all the way down and select what schools I want it to go to. So notice I can, if I have access to other schools, I can choose any of those schools. I'll click and add one. Maybe I want one from the Orange District. And I can add Orange School too. And this is who I want to take this course. If I want to offer it to the whole district, I think I need to go here. Yep. Let me come back to district. Then I just add the district. Here, Buncombe Training Schools. I'm going to add the district. But now, everybody in Buncombe Training Schools can take this course, and everybody at Charlotte School 1 and Orange School 2 can take this course. And I'll just click Done. So now my locations are set. So I'm just going to look at one of these, and then we're going to explain all of these demographic settings because all the steps are the same, but they mean different things. So required demographics, we recommend you do not set required demographics, but I'll show you how it works. In NCEES, we only have administrative people and instructional people. Your support staff come into NCEES as instructional. Their definition of support falls up under the definition of teacher. Everybody comes in as instructional. Please do not change that for reporting purposes. We have to have it instructional for our reporting purposes. So maybe I want instructional staff to be required to take this, I check the box. I get an enable or disable button. I'm going to enable it. Instructional turns blue. I click on the blue link, and now I can drill down. I can assign it to people with a certain certification year, a certain classification, a certain evaluation type, or a certain role. Most of the time, if I'm doing this, I'll probably go with a role. So maybe I want my counselors to take this, my audiologists to take this, my psychologist to take this. You click Save, and there you go. All right, so if I don't want to set it, I can come back in, I can disable it, and I can click Done. If I've set up user groups, I can also attach a group in there. So required is if they have to take it, it shows up on the My Courses page as required. Does not force them to sign up for it, but it never goes away. Recommended, it shows up in their recommended channel on their My Courses page. They can hide it. Restricted, this, remember, just allows people not to see the course. All right, let's go and manage the resources. And I hope you guys are following along okay. I know it's booking along. So we're going to add a resource. And let's just do a book. We're going to name it a book about the teeth. Let's do a book about birds. And then put the URL here. I'm just going to select one we've already used. And then anything else you want to fill in, you can attach a file here. The thumbnail will pick up from the attached file. Your thumbnail has to be 30 by 30 pixels. That was that little tiny picture that I showed you. And then you're just going to click Save. Here's where you choose how it opens up. Is it going to be in a force window or a separate browser window? I've really not noticed any difference between the two, but you can play with those and see if it opens up differently. The reorder resources is once you've got a bunch of resources listed out here, it will let you move them around. Use these, and you can drag them to a different order, hierarchy in there. All right, if you want to find a resource that's already out here, you can click that. Do know that you're going to see everybody's in the state, and it's not really going to make any sense. So you probably want to add your own resources. All right, I'm going to click Done. And let's look at the focus areas. Somebody asked about that earlier. So focus areas are listed by subject, action research, AIG, arts, career tech, English language arts, exceptional children OCS. If you need any new subject areas, let me know, and we'll bring that by our business owner and decide if we can add any to this list. I've also included the district strategic plan. So if your course or opportunity meets one of these 5 areas of most people's district strategic plans, you can tag it to one of those. So maybe bird watching can follow under your safe school environment. And then the DLCs for teachers, does it fit any of those? For administrators, does it fit any of those? And then I also included the ISTE standards for students. So maybe this is a course that will then help the teacher meet the ISTE standards for students that she teaches her students. So maybe we're going to do creative communicator here, and we're empowered learner. Let's do those. The rest of these were created for child nutrition, so we're really not using the rest of these in here. There's a whole bunch. I think I have to scroll all the way down. Do click Save. So now it lists out my focus areas. And then aligning the standards. I'm going to click on that. If you're aligning the standards to teacher plans, you can choose the separate plan types as abbreviated and those teacher evaluation process. Under the teacher evaluation process are your comprehensive, your standard, and your late hire plan. So if I wanted to do the standards here, they'll get the light bulbs if they have a comprehensive standard or a late hire plan. If I also wanted to do the abbreviated, I'm going to have to come in and repeat my steps and then assign it to abbreviated. I am working with the vendor to see if we can combine these, so it just goes to all 4 teacher plan types. You can also do principal competencies or any one of these other evaluation processes or the self-assessment. So I'm just going to do teacher, and I'm going to click go. All right, and so let's see what this might fit. Teachers facilitate learning for their students. Let's do this one. Critical thinking, help students work in teams. We're all going to watch those birds together, and then assess what the students are learning. So there's some of my elements that I think it aligns to, and I click align to the elements, and it lists them out. And you can keep adding. You can come back up here and do another one, and then click done. All right, so that is all about setting up your course details, setting up your settings. So real quickly, we have maybe about 10 minutes. If everybody's ready, we're going to move on to creating a new section. So we're going to click the button for new section. And we're going to do, let's do bird watching. Section 1. Let's go downtown. We're going to meet downtown. And if I need a room number, maybe I need a contact person. I don't know why I put that in there, but let's do myself. And you can put the contact person's email in. How many people can come join us? Well, we have to social distance, so let's keep our group fairly small. Let's do 50. Do I want to allow a wait list? Well, maybe let's do a wait list of, let's do 8. If somebody comes off, the next person should go on. What date is my course going to be? We're going to meet, let's do October 7th. It's going to only be October 7th, so start date and end date are the same. When can we stop registering for this? Well, my start date's on the 7th. I'm going to let you register up until I want to know what my list is. So start date is October 7th, so let's register up until the 5th. And then when should I cut off that wait list? I'm going to do that same date. What time is my section? So remember, if this is a course that you're creating that doesn't need start and end times, you still have to put something in there, even though it doesn't have an asterisk. I don't know why it doesn't have an asterisk. So yeah, that's a good reminder. We do have asterisks out here, so make sure you put those required areas in. Start time and end time must be populated. If it doesn't have an actual start and end time, I just put like 12, it starts at 12 a.m. and ends at 11:55 p.m. So people can get in the course. So, we're going to meet, let's meet at 5 p.m. and we're going to watch birds until 6. Here's another area you can attach a survey. Surveys stay on people's PD until on their transcript. If they don't do their survey, they get their credits, but they don't get their certificate on the transcript. So they need to complete their survey to get their certificate, but they still get their credit on their transcript. This one you can set when it goes out, and then maybe used to the survey would stay there forever. If you set it at the section level, you can say when it stops. How many days do you want it to be active, and then it will deactivate. I want to release my section now, or maybe I don't want to release it until 4 p.m. on October 6th. All right. Notice instructor, we can't set it here, and I'll hurry up because we're getting toward the end time. You can add additional notes that show up, and we're going to keep this in progress. You can attach a file. I'm going to click Create. So there we go. When I click Create, I need to scroll back down. I have some additional buttons, so I can add my instructor. I'm going to be instructing, so just search for me. Now, you will see people in the whole state, so make sure, be very careful who you're assigning. And add them, and I'm done. So I have my instructor now, right here. Class times. If I'm going to print out a sign-in sheet, I need my class times. So we're going to add a new class time. It's going to automatically put what I already set. So I'm going to keep that. And I'm going to click Save and Exit. Notice you can use reoccurring dates, and if you need any of those set up, let me know. Like I need to meet every Friday or I need to meet every Tuesday. And then, so that's pretty much all that you need here. This takes you back to manage the course settings. This takes you to view the roster, and that's a whole nother webinar. All these buttons, so if you're going to add people or if you're going to email everybody that's on the roster, different things like that. So I want to go back to the course. There you go. You've got it all set up. And so were you guys successful? I want to show you where the copy registration link is for a section. It's under the More Options, Copy Registration link. I'm just going to put it in the chat. So now you guys could click on that and you could register for this new course. So is anybody successful at doing that? And do you have any questions? I'll pop back to the slides real quick. Hopefully that wasn't too fast, and then hopefully it made a lot of sense, and you feel better about going out and creating courses. So think about, I know we have some teachers joining us, maybe anybody can create courses as long as they're given the rights of the course administrator or the course requester. So we talked about all of these, creating those instructor-led sections. Oh, I forgot to show you where that little question mark was. Did y'all find that? Right here. So the question mark, if you forget what some of these fields mean, it does have some of those listed out. And there's one here and there's one in the sections. All right, and then I did create some slides that list out some of those area fields and what they mean. So you can take those slides back with you. We manage instructors and class times, managing the instructor, managing the class times, managing the roster, which is another webinar. So when we do the follow-up, I'll include some of those webinars if you want to learn even more. So resources and wrap-up, I'm not going to go through these. You view these at your pleasure. Mobile apps to take attendance in your course. This worked awesomely. We had NC Bold, and we used a mobile app to mark attendance. Here is our NCEES resources page. And then our upcoming webinars. So next Tuesday, we're going to have the new AP series with Kim Simmons. And then I'm going to do a NCEES Do You Know tips. This is probably mainly for admins for different links and different areas that you might not know what you don't know in NCEES. And then cultural leadership for principals. And then we're going to take a look at using staff groups and PD playlists. Oh, it's pouring rain outside here. Here's our contact information. These are linked to our emails. And then let me get you that feedback survey before you go. Anybody have any questions at all? I don't see anything in the chat or in the Q&A. When I send this recording, there was a question in Q&A. Yes, it will be in the follow-up email. And here's the feedback survey. Well, a little type for me. Thank you guys for participating today. Be sure to complete the survey and you will get your certificate. And we want to thank you for attending today. You're welcome. Welcome, Chris and Jennifer. Pouring rain here too. Yes, it just started here. Okay. If we don't have any other, oh, I have one question coming in. Jill, I'll wait for your question. I'm gonna say goodbye to everybody else, and we're gonna stop recording, but I'll stay on for the question.